even when these petitions are dismissed, this idea, which as time has come, to God, Victor Hugo, no army can prevent. So therefore, the idea gets, greater public awareness and acceptance. So now that after that petition was dismissed by the bench of Justice Lockwood, we filed another petition, and that petition came again to be dismissed, and that too by the bench of Justice Deepak Misra Hugo and Justice Previn. So therefore, the idea gets, then this journey was not did not come to an end there. We filed another petition, and we find that the Mrs. Indra J. Singh, a young law student, only came forward. And the Supreme Court, the judges, the same judges who had dismissed the petitions, changed their mind. And they became vocal. They became the real campaigners of the idea of video recording. So therefore, see, a concept which was an anathema, which was a taboo in 2010, which received so much of hostility. In 2018, the Supreme Court endorsed it. Then the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court gave a declaration that the right to the video recording of the court proceedings is an essential component of the very concept of freedom of speech and expression and even life. But the court did not bring into practice. Now, if a Supreme Court doesn't implement its own order, what can be done? No, see, if some other authority can file a contempt of court case against an order which is passed under the jurisdiction, there is no mechanism for execution of it. Good. The only means known to law is contempt of court. So, can we file a petition of contempt of court against the Chief Justice of India or the Supreme Court? Certainly not. So, I filed a petition maybe one year before for implementation of the judgment of this judgment of the Supreme Court, declaring that video recording is our right, of our right of freedom of expression, speech and expression, and even life. Now, what our constitutional methods could not achieve, the great calamity, the pandemic, the current situation has become a need. So the Supreme Court took suo motu proceedings, and the bench of the Honorable Chief Justice, Justice Borde last week, came with a certain guidelines as to how the scheme has to be implemented. So therefore, it's a welcome step. Then if there is every reason for all of us to be rejoicing it, and none of us should have any kind of a grievances against the judges who rejected our plea, because that was a past and done. We must forget about it. Now what we have to think about it, now the courts and judges have become very amenable to the concept of the video recording of the court proceedings. And now with these facilities, even I'm very unfamiliar, I'm new to this technology. So it shows that people in different parts of the country can be connected as effectively as in actual, as if they were physically present. And now this Dilraj told me, and yes, Dilraj told me. Do you want to? I cannot hear you. One second. One second. Just hold on. I am unable to hear Dilraj. Yeah. Yeah, sir. Yes. Hello, Dilraj.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. What has happened is you have unmuted all, so no one can speak. So now it is all right.
Okay. Yeah. My daughter did it. I have no idea. Okay.
Yeah, we are gathered here now. Let us start once again afresh.
Hello, Dilraj.
The what you spoke was on live Facebook
Can
live.
you hear
So
me
many
now?
people are watching it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
once
yeah, yeah,
again,
yeah.
Can you hear
all
me now?
I would say
we
good
can hear
evening
you.
to
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
What has
in
happened
this
is you have
turbulent
unmuted
times
all,
of
so no one
times
can
triggered by the
speak.
onset
So
of
now it is
coronavirus
unlocked.
pandemic, Indian courts have responded with remarkable resilience by relying on video conferencing as an alternative mode of conducting oral hearings. So necessity, no doubt, is the mother of invention. However, to be fair, Indian courts have been at the forefront of making innovative use of technology in their day-to-day work during calmer days also. So as a result, this sudden transition has been relatively effortless for Indian courts and Indian judicial system that was already at the tipping point of making this transition. So to talk on this issue, we have with us Mr. Mathew Nedumpara, Advocate, High Court of Bombay, Mr. Jamshed Mistry, Advocate from Bombay High Court, Kanchana Madam from Advocate Bombay High Court, Ravindranath Kamath, Advocate from Bangalore High Court. So Mrityunjay Thakur, Advocate Bombay High Court, Rajesh Ardekar, Advocate Bangalore Bombay High Court, and many more. So now, with this background, I would like to ask Mr. Mathew Nedumpara. Sir, are you there?
Yes, 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 yeah, yeah.
Sir, with the objective to see greater fairness and transparency in the justice delivery system,
Yes.
you have been struggling for all these years.
Yes.
What
yes.
is the degree of satisfaction so far you have experienced?
Now, say I will be absolutely happy when it is actually implemented. But now the Honorable Chief Justice himself took a suo motu proceedings and said the justice should be made accessible to the public at large through the video recording, video conferencing, etc. It's a matter of great rejoice. But the actual satisfaction, full-fledged satisfaction, comes when we see in the court the proceedings are video recorded and the records are accessible to the litigant and public at large. So our courts are courts of record, where from the 12th century. So from the system of the called the system of the rolls, it has a history of the days of King Charles, 12th century. So that is why the courts of record, and a record of a court is called of uncontrollable verity. The correctness of the same cannot be questioned anywhere except before the very same court. So the record of a court is as to what happened in the court is unquestionable, and the decision of a court till the system of appeal came into existence. Earlier there was no appeal system of appeal. Then the decision of a court, right or wrong, is final, binding, authoritative. So that is the sanctity which they attach to the records of the courts of records. So therefore, there are many other courts which are not courts of record in England, but the high courts, that's the chancery courts, and the common court, the common law courts, that was also considered as a court of record. So the Chief Justice Edward Court was the Chief Justice of England, and then he was presiding over what? The ordinary civil courts. And on the parallel, there was another system which is called the the chancery system, where the king is presumed to be present. And you know that the court of the King's Bench then used to grant various kinds of writ remedies. And when even before the constitution came into existence, all the chartered high courts, the high courts of Madras, Calcutta, and Bombay, exercise the writ jurisdiction. And the only difference is there is no writ proceedings. The writ jurisdiction was exercised in the form of a suit. And when the constitution came into existence, then I believe Aladi Krishnaswamy raised the issue. Why don't we extend the writ jurisdiction to all of the high courts? The reason was, see, even in the case of Madras High Court, a writ of habeas corpus will only lie, will not lie to Madurai, only to lie only within the territorial limits of the presidency town of Madras. So, therefore, the point is, I'm talking about the sanctity of a record, of a court of record. So, the records, every litigant has every right. The lawyer has every right. So, therefore, now with the system of video recording, what are transferred in the court is made available to the litigant, the court, everybody with absolute perfection. So when the old days, the 12th century, yes. Let me. I'm sorry. I think did I want to talk something? I had to unmute it. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sir. Now I would ask Jamshed Mistry, sir. Can you hear me? Hello. Providing an opportunity to reflect upon the existing practices of Indian courts that could be better utilized for supplement the use of video conferencing for the purpose of conducting effective and time efficient oral hearings through video conferencing. So now you being an advocate in the Bangalore High Court, where the first person to obtain a bail for an offence punishable under section 302 of IPC through video conferencing. What is your experience and of video conferencing and e-filing, and what is your advice to the advocate fraternity?
I hope you hear me, no? Okay, fine. My experience with video conferencing, it started from the day it was introduced. We were supposed to make our submissions to the judges who will either conduct the proceedings from Dharwad or Gulbarga or vice versa. And I learned some idea about this video conferencing from those days. However, the unique experience I had, the maiden experience, conducting the video conference directly from my office with the sitting judge was on 31st of March to 2020, wherein
Garisma? Garisma?
Yes, continue, sir.
2020.
Sir, continue.
Yes, I'm continuing. On 31st March 2020, wherein I had to appear before His Lordship, Justice Dikuna, for an 302 bail.
Unmute your. I told.
Yeah.
He has.
One second. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Continue.
Yeah. Unmute. Unmute.
Mute.
Sir, speak, sir. Ravindranath, sir, speak. Okay, Jamshed Mistry Sirji, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, the question is to Jamshed Mistry, sir. Sir, several institutional guidelines exist for making efficient of video conferencing in the international. In the course of hearing of Kulbhushan Singh Jadhav's case, and even for the examination of witnesses through the audio-video conferencing, which is a soft law instrument, while evolving these best practices and guidelines in the international level, what do you feel which can be implemented in the Indian judiciary? How it can be implemented?
So it is very interesting that we just finished a video conference with our friend Matthew's great friend Madan Lokur, and he had something very interesting to tell us. Apparently now the system of both live streaming, transcription, and everything is available in the system in India. Okay, this was not the case, several years ago, including up till 2018 when this Swapnil Tripaঠি's matter. So we had appeared for respected parties in that matter. Now, it, today it is very simple to technology is available across the board. They just have to institutionalize it. This is the question, and they are very capable of it. The question of how secure is it? I think that is also that's also not a problem. You have, they just have to lay down the rules, and the rules are also very simple, and it can be done. For example, for those who have not seen how the ICJ and the Supreme Court of
No, no, can
United Kingdom function, is very simple. What happens is the entire process from start to finish, from the time the judges sit till they leave, is the entire proceedings are recorded. So it's total. What also happens is 2 hours later, the entire transcript is uploaded on their website, and during the course of the day or latest the next day, you have the video, audio video recording also placed. Now, it was very interesting for example, in Kulbhushan Jadhav's case, where the representative on the bench from Pakistan had asked for recusing himself because he was not well in the matter, and the presiding officer, in fact, by a written order, said something very interesting. He said that these you are we shall give you the transcript copy, and we shall give you the video recording. It is as good as your being present uh, in the proceedings. So therefore, there is no question of you recusing yourself. Now, this is very important. Number one. The second aspect is, in all these cases, there is a time frame. So, say you have a morning session or an afternoon session for an appeal. That time frame is actually kept to, and also another very interesting feature is they come out with a press release that once the judgment is out, so that there is no ambiguity in the press reporting it, the court comes out with a press statement. And I think these are very simple things to follow. It's not difficult at all. Now, for example, today, the other day, we had the Gujarat, Chief Justice, the bench, passing an order in a public interest litigation. The entire hearing was video recorded, and for the first time, all right, because it has not been institutionalized, it was put up on YouTube, and it was definitely a first. I mean, we were waiting for an Indian precedent, and that precedent has now happened. And I think, yes, the bar, the bench, and the litigants will all get used to this process. Of course, it will save a lot of money, a lot of time, and it will be an internationally accepted procedure. I think law students also now, this needs to be added to the curriculum of how to appear through video conferencing. Now, let us just move away slightly from the litigation part. Now, if you are a non-litigation person or doing transactional work, this is happening already. So many law firms across the country, even today, I'm talking about India, they are doing in transact, or give them a call and they say, oh, the partner or the associate is on a call. Call means what? He's doing either a phone or he's doing a video conference. So that's it. So they are used to it. It is just a matter, it is a mindset. You need to get used to it. And believe you me, it is, as we have always been saying, I compliment Mathew because he had taken such a lot of beating when the courts, and I appreciate the fact that he's said that he has been able to change the mindset. He has played a very major role in this to change their mindset. Whether it happened through the virus or otherwise, the fact of the matter is now they are thinking like this, and this brings us therefore on par with with any country around the world. I was talking to a colleague in Nigeria. They have it, so why not we? That is that is what I have to say for the moment.
May I say something,
Yeah,
sir?
okay. Yes, yes. Yes, please tell me.
Yeah, if I believe we are talking about the order of the Supreme Court, right? The Supreme Court is very silent on the recording aspect. It just says video conferencing, and that's where we do not achieve our goal. My idea, I put it on my on the website on for discussion also, that there
No,
should be a recording and a copy must be provided to all the litigants, just like a copy of the order. Then
yes,
only our purpose will be solved. Otherwise, video conferencing is a halfway actually.
no, I
Because
don't think
even if
your
we, sorry, let me finish please. Even if we record it, that will not have any evidentiary value. So along with that, we should push, because I read that order again and again. There is not a single word about recording. It just says video conferencing. So please
no.
note
You
that.
are
So
Please,
Gandhi
please.
Jain is what Gandhi Jain said is a crux. The record should be available. That's why I said the court of record.
Yes,
What happens
yeah,
transmitted in the court is a record. It should be available.
yes,
Otherwise, video conferencing is going to do a lot of harm.
right,
It's not
right.
going to solve anything.
This is my point.
Therefore,
And
video record should be
yes,
available to the litigant and public. And
otherwise courts are not records actually. A court of records. That we should
but
delete
I
this word.
because what happens in the courts, what you argue is not part of the judgment. It is.
Yes,
See, this is an extremely sad state of affair. I don't wanted
right.
to say so much in the open, but it is
but
why we stood for this.
let me correct you.
We took it as a mission. Video recording as a mission because we have seen what the courts are. I'm a lawyer. I'm talking with a lot of responsibility. I'm in the bar for 36 years. If I was a
And
judge, I would be retiring this year.
second point,
So
I try. Yeah,
therefore, Gandhiji, what you said is paramount.
yeah.
The entire proceeding should be made available to the litigant public unless something which cannot be heard in the open court. Then nobody will
Yeah,
ask for that.
sir, let me finish on the second point. Second point I raised through brainstorming is, at the same time we should push for the artificial intelligence, where both can go parallelly for time being. Like in accounts, when we were doing the manual accounts, we were using the computer, and when we fully satisfied, we left the manual thing and we went into this one. Same way, because if adverse order is passed in India, I notice it's too long process. Simply the law, the judge simply says, yes, I have passed my wrong order. You go and appeal, but who will pay for that? How much time will be consumed of the higher court as well of the litigant and the lawyers? So if there is a artificial intelligence going along with that, the decision arrived by the machine can be compared with the order of the judge. And if it's a straight away adverse order, the higher court can take a decision without even we going personally to the court.
So
Somehow, I know it's a premature. I know it's a
What
premature.
Gandhi Jain said.
Yeah,
I fully endorse what Gandhi Jain has said.
yeah.
No. I don't think this is. See, you are reading the guidelines of what the Chief Justice has said
Sirji,
with
what
regards
guidelines? These are all
no.
excuse.
Just a minute. Kindly, if you read this, if you read that along with our order in Sapnil Tripathi, there is no question that whatever is said, it has to be. And I believe that the E committees, that is why the chairman of the E committee, Justice Chandrachud, has called and spoken to all the other courts to say that this has to be put on the court's website, each and every video recording. So this is and this matter, even with regard to the guidelines on video conferencing, is not over. It is a process. It is begun. So you are not going to get a thing. You know how difficult it was and how long it took. These processes have to take place. It is
Say,
now a
now the judges have agreed because there is a
yes,
pressure.
Yes,
This
yes.
has been
yes.
suspended. Otherwise, see, I tell you,
Kanchana
that is
madam,
one
Kanchana madam, can you hear
hostile
me?
idea.
And if we leave it as
Kanchana
it is,
madam,
it
can you
will
hear
take
me?
another it will take another 5 years to push
Yes.
for the recording. So that's the right time to push for the recording along
Yes,
with the
Gandhi Jain,
yes,
what I completely endorse what Gandhi Jain said. Without the recording,
right.
this is going to do more harm.
Yes, and I don't know where Chandrachud has passed that order that it should be on the website. I haven't seen. Kindly forward me if you have that order, please.
Yeah, definitely we'll do that. Kanchana madam,
Yes.
yeah, if there was no corona widespread or outbreak, which
Right.
compelled the judiciary to declare the virtual courts and e-filing with the immediate effect, the declaration obtained by you in the hands of Honorable Supreme Court in Swapnil Tripathi's case, AIR 2018 SC 4806. Okay, what would be your what would have
Sorry,
been your approach to implement that?
can you just get back to me because I got a call in between, so I could not hear what.
Okay, yes. See, you were part and parcel of the Swapnil Tripathi's case, which was disposed in the year 2018. Okay,
But
if there was no corona widespread or outbreak, which compelled the judiciary to declare the video conferencing and e-filing with immediate effect, what would have been your steps to implement the order of the
Karishma?
Honorable Supreme Court?
Okay. Against the
I think sir can answer this. Mathew sir can answer
Yeah,
this.
see, I tell you, they say
Yes,
the Supreme Court passed orders, let me not mince words, only because they felt it there was no other choice because petitions are being filed and there is so much of a public demand for video recording of the proceedings, and therefore the court finally granted an order in our favor. That was after a lot of fight. Even Justice Chandrachud dismissed a petition on the video recording. Justice Madan Lok dismissed a petition on video recording. Petitions asking video recordings have been repeatedly been dismissed. NJSC case, we asked for a video recording of the NJSC proceedings. It was all received with great amount of hostility. Now things have changed. Now judges have understood that the time has come. I called Victor Hugo at radio says time has come. No army can resist. So the court said, okay, we will accept it. But even after 2018 judgment came, why it was not implemented even today?
exactly. Why was so much
I filed
delay?
a
Why there
petition.
was so much delay?
I circulated all over the world. The judges also get a copy of our petitions. The petition has said, what can I do? Can I file a petition for? Can I file a contempt of court petition for the implementation of the Supreme Court order? No. And I had to file a fresh petition, a writ petition to implement the judgment of rendered in a writ petition. It is ridiculous. In the synopsis I put forward my unenviable situation. What should I do to implement a judgment of the Supreme Court? What a litigant can do? Contempt cannot be filed, and without there is no execution proceedings. So I was left with another petition. I filed a second petition for implementation of the first judgment of the judgment rendered in the Sapnip Tiwari's case. I was the petition. Our petition only. How Sapnip Tiwari name came to the cost title first, etc., is a part of the history. I don't want to say now. So please, all this, we all know. And Justice R.M. Lodha, I have a great amount of respect for Justice R.M. Lodha. He's a man who was open, frank. He told me, and I wrote on umpteen times in the various articles, and it was published umpteen times. Now newspaper will publish this kind of articles because it is not in very great, speaks very good about the judiciary, the reality. We speak the truth. So Chief Justice R.M. Lodha is an honest man, upright man. He told Mathew, say this is impossible, nobody will agree. Nobody is going to agree. All that I can present to, I'll tell other judges is to, why don't we think of audio recording? And even that was not accepted. So therefore the judges were mortally hostile to the concept of video recording of the court proceedings. The judges are mortally hostile to the idea of the dismantling of the collegiate system of selection, appointment and selection of judges. But we will continue. Video recording is now, it has to become a reality. It will become a reality. No court proceedings, the records will have to be given to the public at large, because when there is a demand of 130 crore people of this country, how long they can be silenced? Because judges have to. Judges, what they oppose today, they will have to accept tomorrow with a grace, and they will do it, and they have been doing that. And the current system of the judges appointing themselves, the collegiate system, it is nothing but nepotism, naked nepotism. That will also have the same fate.
Yes,
we have seen
thank
it.
you very much for that.
We have seen it. Just one word more. We have seen it. Justice Kurian Joseph has now come heavily against the collegium system. He was one who, along with the Justice Loku, the Chief Justice Sada Chief Justice, and Justice Goyal, set aside the NJSC Constitutional Amendment Act and the NJSC Act. Can we ever think of such things ever happening anywhere in the world? The will of the people, reflected by the Act of Parliament, the Constitutional Amendment, for judges, we call it unconstitutional. Is it not most unconstitutional thing? All this has happened because we have a bar which is servantine, mindless, a sycophants. I'm so sorry to say a strong word. This is what I feel about the Supreme Court of India's bar, Supreme Court bar. They are responsible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can understand. See, sir, I am told that you were the first one to initiate the proceedings in the Bombay High Court for the implementation of audio-video recording in the year 2011. Sir, what prompted you to file the petition?
Again, so sorry, I didn't want to say anything against the judges today, but you are inviting me to say something. I tell you, I wrote a complaint against the Chief Justice Mohit Shah, and because I happened to come across one T. Nandakumar, you go to Google, you get his name. I found him repeatedly coming out of the chambers of the Chief Justice, and out of anger, because he is known to be, he is known as a broker, judicial broker. I wrote a letter, a confidential letter, and somehow or other it affected some way or other his prospects for elevation or something, I don't know. That then the Chief Justice had an accident with me. So somebody came forward. Let me not name Dr. Veerada Saraf came with the allegation that I impersonated Justice Vasitha. And Justice Vasitha is one judge who has been a little kind to me, and I do not know that is the reason why Justice Vasitha name was used. And the allegation that I impersonated Justice Vasitha, and affidavit was filed. Then the court records were called for. It happened in 2013, and the Chief Justice court number 52 was full with the press, members of the bar, the Mr. Kambata, Attorney Advocate General as amicus curiae, and I came with I had the call records with me from the Vodafone, which found that I did not make any call at all. And in the open court, in the height of my voice, I said, I did not make a call at all. Look here, this is the call records. The call records have been called from video audio, so the Vodafone, Idea Cellular and all, that is before the court. Did I call? Who called me? Tambe,
Hello.
Voice
Hello.
is gone.
Sound interrupted.
Maria, just help me. Yeah. Just let me.
Sound interrupted.
Let me. To access. Yeah. Yes. I'm so
So,
sorry. Yeah.
in the meantime, yeah,
Yeah.
he's back.
1 second. The call records were available, and the call records showed I did not call, and nobody had an answer. Not a single soul uttered a word. And Chief Justice Mogisha, after started dictating, 45 minutes he dictated. And then the end of the order, he is issuing notice of contempt against me. I have posted that Chief Justice Mogisha's order and my complaint, everything in the social media many times. So that is the day I realized that then everybody, there's so many lawyers, so many.